Explosive is about to detonate political fireworks, the show that sets the political scene ablaze with hot takes, fiery arguments.
You were there when the Ways and Means were approved.
Check. I was not there. Check the record. And as I said, number one, wait now. The Senate doesn't have the right. Let it be on record. I was not there. I was not.
Will alliances shatter? Will secrets explode? You won't know until the fuse is lit. Join the masters of the blaze, Victor Peter, as he sparks the conversation that everyone's talking about every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday at 4 p.m. right after Pigeon News, only on Family Love 97.7 FM. Don't miss the blast. Tune in if you dare.
A country is not run on pacification. A country is run on confronting issues. I rest my case.
Very good afternoon to you, Port Harcourt. Good afternoon, River State. Good afternoon, Niger Delta. Good afternoon, Nigeria. This is Victor Peter on Political Fireworks, the show that turns up the heat on the big political matters of battles shaping our future. Time check here is 12 minutes gone past. What we're looking at today is continuity or reset. So there's been a debate between the APC and the NDC presidential candidates, Peter Obi, as to if the country should be reset or the country should continue with the already reform made. You feel like you just say, I'm tired, I need to go back, or better still, proceed to get the water. That is it. What would you do? So I think the APC are using the same comparison to say, okay, we've gone too far to let this slide. We've gone too far to let this decision go down the drain. Let's not do this. Let's not let the supporters. They're looking at youth unemployment, the reason why whatever reforms should be reset. So we see our young youths, thousands upon thousands graduates from schools, and then at the end, most of them resort to having a POS business. Of course, we need to be industrious. We need to delve into the entrepreneurial space. We need to make some money. Of course, recently, the First Lady, Oluremi Tinubu, encourages the youth to delve into, entrepreneurship, business, go into the of kidnapped KB High Court George. So this is just one amongst every other issues of kidnapping we've heard. Issues of insecurity, issues of banditry, issues of terrorism. That's what the Peter Obi and his supporters are insinuating. So, as I said earlier on, we are having conflicting opinions. The APC are saying, let's bank on continuity. We've gone too far to give up at this point in time. Whilst Peter Obi and his supporters are saying, no, let us reset. If one plan is not working, we should resort to taking a plan B. We should resort to having the plan B. And he cites reasons. Of course, I've reeled out some of these reasons from what the APC supporters are saying and what the Peter Obi supporters are saying. Now, they're also arguing that the current trajectory requires a fundamental reset in governance. First, governance, priorities, and economic philosophy rather than continuation. In fact, at some point he called for the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, to resign. Now, Rivers people, Port Harcourt, Niger Delta, listening to me right now, this exchange between the APC and the Peter Obi is more than political rhetoric. Yes, maybe I should repeat that again. It is more than political rhetoric. It is the opening clash in what promises to be a fierce shoes together. We know how it feels. We know where it bites. Now, the APC is betting that Nigerians will choose patience and continuity, whilst the opposition believes the hardships have created enough discontent for a powerful call for change. Well, today we're here, we examine this. So it's going to be me and you. We do the conversation together. You listening to me right now, we get to talk. And as we're talking, we'll definitely leave no sacred cows. All we have to do is just take a look at the checks and balances, the facts that we have before us. You've heard different arguments from the APC camp and then to the Peter Obi camp. Even though it's painful, they're saying this is necessary and it's not something we should let slide. But then another question is, have they really delivered enough visible progress to justify Nigerians to endure the more? Because I mean, if you're going through pain, take for instance someone who's undergoing a surgery. As a person who's undergoing a surgery, and then the doctor says, "Oh, we're getting there." That person, even though he feels the pain, is bad. We understand that many families are still struggling with high food prices, transport costs, and unemployment. That's what they are saying. But they say, we understand these are the little pains that Nigerians need to go through, needs to experience before we enjoy that dividend of that reform that we're waiting for, that has already been in place. And then again, Peter Obi and his supporters, they've been pushing the idea of a reset. Let's reset this. This isn't working. I'm also pushed to ask this question: is this a compelling alternative narrative? Because if you're saying, okay, let's reset this thing, let's try, you should be able to give out that's already on ground, whilst the opposition are saying, no, there should be a reset. If this reform is not working, if you're not seeing the evidence, we're not seeing dividends of this reform, it should be scrapped. Let us try another method. Now it's time for me to ask you, does Nigeria or a reset as Obi suggests? And if you're going for a reset as Obi suggests, give us reasons why Nigerians should rather seek for a reset instead of continuity. Phone lines are buzzing already. 0907 710 6501 or 0208 455 5977. We begin taking your calls. Hello, good afternoon. Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening to you.
Remember, my brother.
Ikechukwu, go on.
There is no reform. There is no reform anywhere. Let's all tell ourselves the truth. If really they are doing reform, ordinary people is selling off reform, and you made everything worse. Today, people find it very difficult to feed, to pay house rent and other things. Things is getting worse every day by day. And if you are doing something and something is not working, you have to try another method. They are using one method every day, borrowing money, losing it. When they borrow money, they share it between themselves, and they are telling us they are doing it. What kind of reform is that?
All right, Ikechukwu.
My brother.
All right.
Nigerians should do this for country to 7. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ikechukwu, for your take there. Thank you. But there are reforms on ground. The fuel subsidy removal is also part of the reform. So we cannot say that we're not seeing the reforms. The reforms are not working. Hello, good evening.
Is totally that is a capital letter negative. Not the time when people say they come before they come on board. How much is from here to Lagos? As I'm talking to you, I went to airport to go and carry somebody yesterday. You know that Value Jet has only one aircraft. That one aircraft can carry somebody from Lagos to Abuja, from Abuja to Port Harcourt. One Value, go and check. I say I will even look for first of time. What is it doing for aviation that only one aircraft Value Jet?
Okay.
Don't you know that something like that can cause a very big commotion to passengers?
Thank you.
And people now can have a very big accident if only not the vehicle. If only one flight can take somebody. You know, my mother waited till 9 before I arrived for that.
The form to justify corruption that they are doing. For instance, when somebody told the people the other day that due to reform in Pencom, that retired officers are collecting 200 and something thousand naira against 18,000 naira before Tinubu. So all those things are lies. Reform is only to justify corruption. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, Uncle Sam, for your take. 0907 710 6501 or 0208 455 5977. Don't forget, you can also leave me a WhatsApp message or a text message. Hello? Yes, hello.
Peak milk is how much? My dear brother, I'm tired of this country.
Thank you, Stanley.
Don't tell us this. You can even make a radio voting any day. Conduct it in your radio. Those who want this government to continue should vote orally. Orally, people will vote from different states. If you can do it in Nigeria, let's start our voting from them.
All right.
Let's do it like that.
Let's
see how
the INEC are there to conduct that. Thank you, Stanley, for your take there. But have you ever thought of this? If there were no reforms, would the opposition said we need a reset instead of continuity from where we stopped? Would there have been such insinuations as that? Let us reset it and not continue from there. Hello, good evening. Make good use of the voter card and let it decide. And not a revolution. It's not going to be a smooth one for Nigerians. No, we shouldn't call for it. 0907 710 6501 or 0208 455 5977. That's the number to call to be part of the conversation. Don't forget, you can also leave me a WhatsApp message, text message, or WhatsApp voice notes. Keep your calls coming.
But the problem is that when we vote, It's not our prepared to go to America. We vote something with our vote. You have to know that if you want to get an in Nigeria, that's close in Nigeria. If they allow our vote to count and they say the result of the 3 units, they declare. But they will not get a control center. The result of the result of the 3 units, that's the problem in Nigeria. We are not that we can vote. We are voting. So they don't count because they do not have all together to vote the voted.
Right.
You show it, that nonsense. It happens, and we also you tell the problem in Nigeria.
Thank you.
We are talking.
All right.
Talking, please.
Thank you so much for your take there. Hello, good evening.
Hello?
Hello, good evening to you. What's your name and where you're calling us from?
Good evening, Baby. All the strong men have been paid already.
Political
So
stakeholders.
there's nothing like election. All what they are just doing is just like try to become a flagell. But the real election has been conducted.
But do you have receipt of anyone that has been paid?
If you would I have receipts of those who have been paid?
Anyone, not just those.
Yes.
Anyone, even if it's one.
So like what they do here normally now, people's voters card have been submitted.
Right.
Every voters card have been, they say they want to empower them. It's for empowerment. Okay, why should you submit your voter card for empowerment? And what's the problem? Most of them, all the voters card have been collected already.
All right.
So what you're doing in Nigeria is just a gambling. We are just playing with our life because those of them who sold their voters card with 10,000, they will still be in the same market with me. Their children is also going to the same school with my children.
All right. So
we only graduate every year.
At this point,
every year.
Okay. So when we talk about resets, we should also look at the root causes, the deep causes, what it entails. Will this reset coming again? Won't it inflict more pains on Nigerians? Do we have to go through another series of pains? Let's bear. There will be light at the end of the tunnel for the new reset to come into fulfillment. Do we have to wait again?
The reform is to increase the suffering, not to alleviate the suffering of the people. I don't understand. Is it that God gives us sense, but our sense is not working? Or is it that because we are black, our heart, our thinking is black, is evil? I don't understand. But when we go on to other countries, to Igbo land, they will see a lot of people. They will be happy. Their children, they will send them there to school there. Because of their evil. If it is made for me alone, yeah,
right,
I will have said they should come up with a law that will say if Tinubu has 3 children, should school in Nigeria at public school. If any of the ministers, any of the children they have, if it is one.
Oh no, the phone is acting up. Hello, can you hear me? Hello.
Hello.
All right. Hello. Good evening to you. Can you hear me? Hello. Call me back if you can. I think that was supposed to be our last call for today. But call me back if you can. Let's see. 0907-7106-501 or 0208-455-5977. Call me back if you can. Seems that will be network or something. Now, for me to wrap this up, I've heard all you've said, all you've got to say today on this. But then, Rivers people,